Right, hi everyone. This is Richard Hart from the Homeschool Freedom Club. We've got a series of workshops starting today with Michelle Richardson, that dandelion mum, and what I'm passionate about is helping people to enable them to be at home, to homeschool, home educate their kids. I think that's really important that we have choices, but unfortunately, a lot of people do not have that choice. They're forced into the 9 to 5 because of the way the system works, with rising costs and everything else. Whereas 30, 40 years ago, you could live as comfortably as a family on one salary. It's just not possible anymore. And these choices are gradually being taken away from us. So, what I've done, I've partnered up with Michelle, that dandelion mum, who's going to run a series of workshops over the next 5 weeks to really try and give people some insights into how to start their own business. And if you're already in business, then maybe some tips and tricks for moving along. So, hi Michelle, welcome, and thanks for being here.
Oh, hello, Richard, and I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come and talk to everybody today. I'm just going to quickly run through what made me start that Dandelion Mum and why I wanted to also help people start their own business. So just a brief bit about me. I had my first child at the age of 25, and I had a really good job in the city. I worked for a Japanese company, Canon UK, the camera people, and I went on maternity leave, and it was getting closer to the time that I had to go back to work, and I was due my first baby, and I really did not want to leave her because it's all sort of conditioned into us that we should leave our children and get the mum out to work, and it just didn't feel right for me. So I ended up giving up my job in the city. We got into a little bit of debt, and then I had my first baby, and then I tried lots. Because we got into debt, I tried lots of different jobs to sort of bring in extra income and sort of try and get us out of that debt. And I've literally been there, done that, and even got the t-shirt somewhere probably. So the different businesses I've tried and the different skills I have has led me to where I am today. So 7 years ago, I created a blog, and I wanted to basically just blog about and record my pregnancy journey. And there was a lot of information out there that is not readily available, and I just felt like, who am I to keep this information to myself? I just wanted to share it with the world. So I started opening up my blog and then blogging a little bit more about health and alternative lifestyle, and I wanted to continue being a stay-at-home mum. So I realised that blogging is an opportunity to generate an extra income stream. And I won't go over that today on how to do that, but with all the different businesses and the marketing, I've had a street food stall, I've published a magazine, I've been a senior customer training officer for Canon, and it's all led me to where I am today. And home educating our two youngest, I realised that there's a lot of parents out there that want to be able to stay at home with their children, but they're stuck in this 9 to 5 rat race. And there are other ways of generating an extra income and also generating a passive income. And with a lot of messages that I get, people just don't know where to start or how to start. So I thought, I'm going to write a blog about this because I'm getting so many people asking me, how do I do this and how do I do that? And I want to carry on helping people. So I thought I was going to write a blog, and then I started writing this particular blog a couple of months ago, and I thought, this blog is just going to go on forever and ever and ever. So I turned that blog into an extra piece of information, which is now an ebook that I've created. And like Richard, my passion is for helping other people and getting people to kickstart their business, and showing them ways of not just starting a business, but growing their business as well. And that's what I really want to talk to you all about today. So that's a little bit about me. And this first workshop is all about you might want to start a business, or you might have already just started a business, or you might not know where to start or how to start. So before we start any of this, I just want to make sure, has everybody got a pen and a paper ready? If not, can you quickly grab one? Yeah, okay, brilliant. Because we'll all find our reasons why we want to start a business, and if we scroll through the screen now, I'll show you the next slide. One second. So back then, when I gave up work and left maternity leave and was trying to start new ways of bringing in extra income, I decided to set up as a children's entertainer, another business that I had, and I could speak in front of 1 million people live on a stage, but put me in front of a camera and I'm totally out of my comfort zone. So this is all quite new to me today, and I think a lot of starting a business is stepping out of your comfort zone and just going that little bit further than somebody else that will sit around and just ponder on their business idea forever and then look back later in life and think, I wish I had started it. So it's all about getting out of your comfort zone. So when I was a children's entertainer, it took up my whole weekend, and we was probably investing more money than I was bringing in to begin with. We didn't have the internet, so I had to find new ways of marketing myself. And then where I am now is I'm able to home educate my children, because I can work around my family life. It's freeing up my time, it's generating an extra income stream. And I just want to, can we unmute everybody, Richard? Because the next slideshow, I just want to talk a little bit about everyone that's joined us here today, and just find out a little bit about you. So if we can just go around whoever else is here, Richard, and then I just want you to look at this particular slide and just tell me one reason, either if you've already started a business, why you're not able to grow it, or if you've not started a business, which of these apply to you? Have you not got enough time? Have you not got enough money? Do you not know what to do, or do you not know where to start? So Richard, if you can just go around the room and ask everyone to give us their answer.
Yeah, sure. So I'm just going to run through the list as I see it top to bottom. So Lee, good to see you here. You're calling from Sri Lanka, aren't you, I think? So yeah. As per sort of Michelle's question, what would be your sort of reason for not starting the business?
Can you hear me okay, Richard?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Okay. Well, we have been on a bit of a journey ourselves, and we've travelled a lot, home educating our daughter, ended up in Sri Lanka. We're currently working online as English teachers, so we are remote and we're flexible, but it's very time consuming and the pay isn't very good anymore. So I'm in the don't know what to do category in regards to what type of business I can run that is online, fairly passive. And I'll leave it there. That's the short story.
Thank you, Lee. Thanks very much. I'll just mute you because there's a bit of background noise, I think, from your mic. Okay, Lisa.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi there. Mine is do not know where to start, because it was really it's a photo business that I'd like to start, not actually taking photos of people, but I take lots of photos actually with my phone, but I've had so many people, and people I don't know, say that I really should sell my photos or put them into cards or do something with them, and I just let people use them and share them. And I've had so many comments. I mean, I'm not saying they're all amazing, but there are some, and I have got an eye to take a photo. I mean, one thing, I should start to use my real camera, because I have got one. but even if I had that, I wouldn't really know where to start with that. So that's my concern.
That's great. Thank you very much, Lisa. Narelle.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So as Michelle knows, I've probably for the last year, just by myself and my partner, we've just been, my small business is kind of making homemade natural soaps, skincare, body butters, that kind of thing. Because I myself had breast cancer 3 years ago. So I've been looking at more natural things nowadays, and I'm coming across, because I'm my eyes are being open to a lot of things now. So I want to create more natural products that are better for our skin than what's on the shelves currently. So it's all very small. It's just me in my kitchen making some really lovely soaps. And I'm kind of, as the weeks are going on, I'm trying new things. But I know kind of my vision of what I want and where I want it to go. But I just haven't got a clue about the ins and outs. I know I've got a spreadsheet of everything that I paid out for and everything that I've got coming in, and yeah, I'm way over there. But to be honest, at the moment, it wasn't about the money. It was just I love doing what I do. But yeah, I would like to have more knowledge and know how to make the business bigger to get that out to people. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. So yeah, I guess financially, because at the moment I guess I'm paying out for more than what I'm getting coming in. And I've never had a business to myself. I've always worked. I worked for social services for 12 years. So I was in the system, and obviously the last year now I've been out of work. So I wanted to do something. So between me and myself and my partner, we've got all these amazing ideas, but they're just all over the place. So it would be nice to kind of for it to come all together, and for our vision. I will do, Lisa. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'll put it in the chat. So that's kind of where I'm at. Sorry, I'm waffling.
That's all right, no problem. Thanks very much, Narelle. That's great. Sarah.
Hello. So I know what I want to do, but I think 100% not enough money, and then a little bit of not really sure knowing where to start as well.
That's great. No, thank you very much. Short and to the point. I
can tell you all about it if you want, but then you open up a like, yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you. Yeah, Tracy.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hello. I'm pretty much the same as Narelle. We've got a little business already, but we don't know how to move it forward. Got all the right ideas, got all the products there, just don't know how to move it forward and get it out there.
All right, that's great. Thank you very much, Tracy. SB, who's SB? Not sure who SB is. If you'd like to sort of unmute and tell us what's stopping you from starting a business, then do feel free. Karen and Miriam have said it's chaos where they are, so they can't unmute rather, so that's fine.
Hi, I'm SB.
Oh, hello.
I joined the group yesterday and this meeting like 5 minutes ago. But it's so interesting. Mine would be not enough time. And that's because I have 4 kids and we homeschool some of them. So yeah, that's my focus right now. I've been working freelance for like 20 years. So I do a lot of things that I can get some money from also right now, but it's freelance work and I would love to be more location independent and sort of like go back a little bit to be more my own boss than just getting jobs from others. So yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And Laura, thanks for joining us. I know all of you. No, Laura's disappeared, I think. Okay, that's great. That's everyone, Michelle.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, everyone. That's really interesting. We've got a whole mixture of people that have started a business or want to start a business. And you'll find that it's not just those categories that you fall into, not having enough time or money. It might be you haven't got the right skill set, or you're not confident enough. But we'll cover that in another workshop. But today I want to talk about the reason that you want to start a business, or why you started a business. I'm not sure, have any of you heard of the 7 whys? No.
Nope.
No. Okay, so this is a little exercise we're going to do today. Richard, have you heard of the 7 whys?
I haven't, no, so I'll be interested to do this as well.
Oh, okay. Some people, you can call it the 3 whys, the 5 whys, or the 7 whys, and it's about getting to the end reason, the deeper reason to any problem or anything in life, basically. So if you've got your pen and paper to hand, I just want you to write down in just a few words, what is the reason you started or want to start a business? Just in a few words. If you can all just write that down for me to begin with. And then I'll give you a couple of minutes to just have a little think about, why did you start the business, or why do you want to start a business? Are you taking part as well, Richard?
I am.
Yeah, good. I feel like I'm on a game show when I do a Zoom call with lots of people. I feel like someone's going to buzz me out any minute or turn my light off. There she goes. Okay. Have you all written down a reason why? Do you need a couple more minutes?
I'm done.
I'm done.
Okay. So we'll start with you, Richard. Whether you want to talk about in terms of the Homeschool Freedom Club, or a separate business, or whatever you want to talk about. Tell me the reason why you wanted to start, or why.
Well, I had my own business for 15 years in event management, and then in 2020, when COVID arrived, that completely went down the drain. It was, because the hospitality industry got hit really hard. So for me, when I started that business, I've got a background here where my parents ran their own business, and it's just something I'd always sort of felt kind of a need to do. I don't enjoy working in an office environment where I'm being told what to do. And I never lasted very long in jobs. I was in and out of jobs every couple of years, to be honest. And so for me, that was a big part of it, was just wanting to be able to do things my way.
Okay, so that's your main reason why you wanted to be able to do things your way.
It used to be, but that's kind of evolved over time, and now it's more about sort of time and location freedom.
Okay, so your short reason why would be because you want more time, where you want to live, wherever you want to live in the world, and you want more freedom.
Yeah.
And Sarah, your reason why for starting a business?
I'd say overall happiness. I've always been in jobs where I give my all, and unfortunately it gets taken advantage of quite a lot. Family dynamic, being able to help my daughter as well, being there for her when she needs me, not like constantly battling of, can I do overtime / what's it going to affect my daughter, and helping other people as well.
Okay, brilliant. We'll just ask a couple more, but as long as you've all written down the first answer to the question. Tracy, your reason why?
I wanted to be free from the system. I wanted to be able to earn my own money, do with my kids what I want, and let them see that there's another way rather than working for the other person.
Okay, that's brilliant. Okay, so moving on from there, so we got your first answer to the why. There's 7 whys. So Richard, you said, for example, you want more freedom. So now you need to go back and answer that question. Why do you want more freedom? And so whatever your last answer to the question was, you need to question that. So if you can all write down the answer to your last question, why do you want more freedom, or why do you want happiness? or why do you want to escape the system? So if you just write down your answer, and it will get harder and harder as you're going along. Okay, so have you all written down an answer? If we go around the room again, and I'll ask Lisa, can we unmute Lisa? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell me your first answer and then the second answer?
My first answer was I love taking and sharing photos.
Yeah.
And why, this is number 2, to bring happiness to people and myself.
Okay, that's perfect. So now we need to ask, we carry this on, so you can either do this here or you can go away and do it later if you can't think of the answers. But the whole idea is to get to the 7 whys. By the time you get to the 7 whys, your last answer will be your final answer, and it will get to the root cause of why you want to start this business, and that will be your burning desire to keep you going. So that final answer, I'd love for you to get to that answer, write it down and just stick it on a wall, make sure it's the last thing you look at before you go to bed, look at every day. Because once we open, I'm not a mindfulness coach or anything, but once we open the idea up as to why you want to start a business, everything will just flow a little bit easier. You'll start to realise where to go next and what you need to do next. So if you can all just do that, either today while we're on the workshop, or just think about it and get to the 7th why as to why you want to start a business. Because the ebook that I've written, I know Lisa, you was talking about that you love taking photos and photographs and you just don't know what to do next. There's loads of ways you can sort of start marketing, and you've already mentioned a few, putting them onto cards and so on. But in the ebook, there's options to overcome those obstacles. So you're saying you don't know what to do next or where to start.
Yeah.
There's places like Shutterstock and Canva that you will get paid royalties from. So that's a way of earning a passive income, as an example, because you put it out there once and you're earning money while you sleep from the royalties.
That's brilliant. I've never even heard of those 2 names you mentioned.
Yeah, and Canva is an app that you can use for all your design and marketing, creating logos and so on. And it's one of the apps that I use for lots of my blogs. So there's a lot of images on there that I take from Canva, and then people like yourself submit your photographs and you'll get paid royalties from.
Oh, that's fantastic. Can I just ask, with these 7 whys, so you can do that, and then can you then start again with another important why, but not the first why?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can do that with any aspect of your life, but we're concentrating on business. You could do why you started the business, or even why these obstacles are stopping you. But the outcome should be a positive one, and that's what we're going to talk about next. But has anybody else got any questions about the 7 whys before we continue?
No.
No.
Sorry, Michelle, quick question. So obviously we've done 1 and 2 and you say that there's 7.
Yeah.
So how do I, sorry, I might sound a bit thick here, but how do I move on my own? How do I get down to 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7? Sorry, am I being thick?
No, that's the whole point of it, because it will get harder for you to get to that 7th answer. And that 7th answer is really going deep into what is, like you, for example, Narelle, is why are these things stopping you? So I know we've had a conversation separate from here, And yours was you didn't know how to use Canva. You wanted to get your logo sorted so you could then do the flyers and so on. So why are you not getting started? Because you haven't got the skills to be able to do it. You go on, why haven't you got the skills to be able to do it? And then your conscience will think, what can I do to, there's YouTube videos out there that shows you how to use Canva, and there's tutorials, and so we're getting to the why. And if people haven't got enough time, why haven't you got enough time? Because you've got the kids to look after, and what can you do to help you get more time? I've got 4 children myself, and 2 of them are grown up, but I have to make time, because this is what I'm leading on to next. Because when you've got a passion for what you really want to do in life, you will get the skills, you'll find ways of growing your business, you will find time, and it's all about having that burning passion. When I discovered Richard and the Homeschool Freedom Club, I got this really fuzzy feeling in my tummy, because I felt so excited about it. And even writing the ebook, it gives me excitement, and nothing's going to stop me doing it, even if I haven't got enough time or skills. And this is mainly what you need to get to the bottom of. Find out what your passion is, because you could go through life like I've done, doing loads of different businesses. Some you might enjoy, you do loads of different jobs, some you might enjoy, some you're not. But the whole point is being financially free and being able to have that freedom and financial freedom to enjoy your life, rather than living to work. You're working to live, and none of us want to be there. So you just keep thinking about the 7 whys until you get to that root reason of what is stopping you.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is,
yeah, cool. Thank you.
We live in an information age now as well. There's nothing you can't find on the internet, to help you sort of with your journey. There's just so much out there, and once you know your why, then it's as Michelle said, once you've identified that, it's so much easier then to start to move forwards. You can actually start sort of planning and putting a plan in place for yourself.
Yeah, that's right. And like Richard just said, the amount of different platforms and apps and different angles that you can take for that you may never have even heard of. This is what I've tried to include in the ebook, because some people want to start a business, or they haven't got the money to start a business. I'll give you a really good example. Some people have got a brilliant idea for a t-shirt, for example, but they haven't got the money to invest in machines for printing. They haven't got the skills for designing the artwork. So you've then got things like print on demand and drop shipping, all these words that some people have never even heard of before. So what we're here to today is find a solution for all of those things stopping you starting a business or growing a business. So if we can just ask everyone, go around the room again and just ask people what the obstacle is, and then tell me the opposite of their desired solution. So Richard, you've already got your vision, and what is your vision, and you've already started. So we'll move on to Narelle. So Narelle, what is stopping you? If you can just share with everybody what is stopping you growing, because I know you've already started your business, and what would be the solution?
Well, obviously at the moment, as you know, it's the logo. So the logo that I've got at the moment is a temporary one. It was just something to kind of get an Instagram page, because everyone kept saying to me, oh, have you got an Instagram page? Have you got this, that and the other? And I was like, no, I just haven't got the time to do it. So there's that. And then I guess there's the money at the moment, because at the moment I'm paying out for more than what I'm getting in. So that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, the big thing at the moment is the logo, because obviously that's stopping me, like, that's stopping me from getting my flyers, my and obviously we've got a website that's been sitting idle for ages, for the last 6 months, that we haven't finished yet. So I guess for me it's been time and money.
Yeah.
I mean, with regards to like the logo, you've got websites like Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and these are guys. They're usually based in places like India or the Philippines, but they will knock you out a logo at a fraction of the cost that somebody in the UK would, for example. Have you thought about maybe going to like an art school or something and asking students to design? As sort of like practice for whatever they're doing. That's another option that sometimes people use as well, and it keeps, it means you're not paying basically then, and that they can, or go to someone. Maybe you've got a friend who's a graphic designer of some sort, and say you'll give them a good, you give them a reference if they're just starting up. We can find people that are just starting up. Again, it's potentially a sort of a low cost option, to getting started if you're a bit short of money as well at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the ebook, it mentions about places like Fiverr and people per hour, and where you're paying someone that's highly skilled, for a much smaller amount of money. Because, like Richard said, a lot of these people, they're based in the Philippines or wherever, and they work hard for their money, but you're paying a lot less than what you'd pay someone over here in the UK because of their cost of living and so on. So it's worth looking at those angles as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, a friend of mine, he's set up his own company. He got somebody on Fiverr to set him up a website. It's absolutely brilliant. It's really, really good. And because he has a lot of updates, he keeps the guy on like a retainer. He pays him $200 a month just to keep the thing updated and do whatever needs doing. So, again, if you've got a skills gap, then there are ways to fill it at a reasonable cost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Tracy, is Tracy there? Or is she gone?
I did.
I'm back.
You're back, Tracy.
I'm back. Yeah, it's just getting the website out to the right people, to the target audience, if you like. But we're doing all right, word of mouth. But as for getting it out to new people, we're struggling.
Okay, this is something that I'll cover on the next workshop. It's about finding your niche.
Yeah.
And that's really important for sort of reaching a wider audience, but your target audience as well. When you find your niche, but I'll cover that more in the next workshop that we do.
Okay.
But again, there's lots of other angles you can take. You've got all the paid advertising, the Facebook advertising. You've got funnels. Have you heard of sales funnels?
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. I don't understand it though.
Okay. Have you got an email list going?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you set up any email campaigns, or is it just capturing?
No, that's what I mean. We struggle with things like that. We're more right, but we need a bit of help with that side of things. Okay,
this is all, I know I keep referring back to the ebook, and the ebook is actually free. It's all listed in there, and it gives you step-by-step guides on how to set up a email campaign, how to capture emails, why it's important to capture emails. It's all in the ebook, and I think Richard's going to give you all the link at the end of this workshop or later on today.
Right.
You can access it all in there. One thing,
Michelle's absolutely right. Niching, you really need to niche down. For example, my target is people that home educate. It's a relatively narrow niche. Then once you know who your target audience is, you know where to find them effectively, and then you can go, however you choose to market. You can go short on Facebook groups, or Instagram, or however you choose to find your audience. But it's really important to know who you're targeting first.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely cover that more on the next workshop as well, because it's the first topic that I cover is finding your niche. And it doesn't matter how far into the business you are. Even with my blog, it took me 7 years before I actually decided to turn my blog and monetize it. it took me 7 years to realise that I've actually got a niche audience that I'm talking to, and then I'm using that niche to my advantage, because it will help it's really helped my blog grow. But as I said, we'll cover that on the next workshop because it's a massive topic in itself. Who are we up to next? Sarah.
Oh, yeah, I am unmuted, sorry. I've got sort of a fear of not being successful, and obviously successful advertising. I think I do have a really unique business idea, and I think that's also a bit of a worry in itself, if that makes any sense. Mine is pet therapy, but not a typical pet therapy that you'd probably sort of think about, like going to a hospital. It would be creating a safe space and having pet therapy, sort of like, so having like being around the perfect animals, which I do already have a lot of those, including chickens, cats and dogs. And yeah, and then sort of like doing a clay therapy as well, just sort of like for those times that I can feel without having to do pets. So like I've got like a massive sort of thing I really want to get out there, but I just haven't, like, I don't know how to start off. Like anytime I've advertised anything, nobody's seen anything, if that makes any sense. And I'm sort of like, yeah. And
Okay,
no money
so
behind me, literally nothing.
Are you at? Have you actually started the business? Have you got a website or any social media pages?
I've done nothing because I was doing something with clay therapy with a friend, and unfortunately nobody turned up to anything. Nobody wanted to book on, which was her sort of thing that I was sort of helping her with. And that kind of gave me the fear of God that I could organise all this and nothing's going to come from it. I think I would have advertised it slightly differently, but at the same time, she's already got a business and nobody came to that, and she's already got a business that's there. So it's just very daunting being able to, you know, start. But I don't have any money. I lost my job in June, and so like, you know, just sorting a fence out like is going to be like $3,000 to be able to have like a you know, certain areas that are secure, and sort of.
This is something that will boil back down to finding your niche again, and you probably already are, but are you on any sort of Facebook groups, sort of animal Facebook groups, or for example cockapoo Facebook groups, like every breed of dog and equestrian Facebook? Are you on any of those groups already?
I was kind of thinking of going down the mental health side of things. I haven't thought about the pet love, that side of it yet. I was thinking more like, how would I go down sort of like the mental health side, you know, people that have lost people, you know, people that I can really help that kind of way, and also people that are lonely, sort of like doing group sessions. So I think it's just whittling my ideas down to something that I can then see a vision as well. But yeah, so I haven't even thought about the pet side of it.
Oh, okay, sorry, I got the wrong end of the stick there. I thought you meant therapy for pets, but you mean actual therapy
so,
for
I mean, yeah, it's basically sort of like, I think a little bit like a mindfulness with pets, if that makes any kind of sense. So like some people that just have stress, like job stress, lots of sort of ideas like down that sort of route. And then yeah, just helping people that need sort of like a calm, safe space.
Okay, so in terms of that then, are you on any sort of Facebook groups where it is aimed at people that have got anxiety, depression, maybe children that have got learning difficulties, and just being amongst that community on Facebook, and just gauging what other people are looking for, and then giving them the idea? Have you thought about pet therapy, and let them people come to you, because some people probably never even heard of it, or don't know how powerful it is, or obviously therapeutic it is, and just giving them the idea rather than waiting for them to come to you.
Yeah, okay.
And again, this is all part of the niching process, isn't it, Michelle? Once you know who you want coming to you, then you know where to go to find them. And then once you get into those groups, yeah, you can interact. I mean, I get a lot of people join my group. Just sometimes, I'll get people in the world schooling group or the homeschooling group, and someone say, I need to make some money online. How do I do it? And I'll say, well, but here's a link to my group, and I might get 30 people joined just from seeing that comment.
Yeah.
So, and and people will come into the group, and then you provide value in your group for them, because the ultimate aim is to is obviously to try and sell something. That's what you want to do. That's what everybody wants here. We all got products and services that we want to put out there, and so really you need some kind of a holding tank for them. This is what I use the Facebook group for. It's to bring people into it. It's where you can interact with them and talk to them about stuff you want to talk to them about, and they'll be more likely to see it than if it's just you sticking stuff on your profile in Facebook. But you need to bring people into that holding area, and so getting into groups and communicating with those groups and interacting in them, so you get known. It is a really nice way of moving forwards.
Yeah, you don't have to spam people with giving them your link. You literally just comment and say, have you heard of pet therapy? And even in the ebook, it explains about why you should create your own Facebook group, because then you can share lots of information, point people towards your Facebook group, and then share even more information for people that may or may not have heard of the pet therapy. But yeah, it's a really good way of sort of getting, especially a unique business out there, and collaborating with others that may. Oh, is Sarah gone?
No, I'm here. I know I'm listening and writing down.
Collaborating with other people that maybe do mindfulness and therapists, and literally collaborating with them as well. That's another way of getting your idea out there.
And I guess geographically you're going to be limited to people that live around you, aren't you, close to you? So again, that's another way of sort of getting into your niche a bit more. I don't know where you live, but pet, people that need pet therapy in I don't know, Berkshire or something, or London. So
yeah, I think that's also a worry, is like how limited I am, because I can't do an online business of, like, if that makes any sense, how successful a business that you have to come to is. But I think my passion for it definitely will be fine. I think I would get it out there once I just know what to do a little bit.
People go for like therapy appointments all the time, don't they? I mean, people are forever going to hospitals, medical centres, for different kinds of therapy. So if they need it, they'll come.
Yeah.
Even hosting a pet therapy retreat where you can gather a number of people. That's another angle that you could come from as well. But
I have a very large shed in the garden, and it's going to be very cozy. It's just a limited amount of people that I can sort of have. But I think a group of like 4 people plus me would be absolutely fine in there. So I think as long as I don't think too big.
and then I know a lot of you are saying you've got obstacles in your way with investing money into a website or knowing how to build a website, but there are platforms out there that are really simple to use, and they're free to use to build. You don't even necessarily need a website, just having a landing page where you can capture someone's email or contact information to then be able to contact them. And there's one in my ebook called System.io. They're based in Ireland, but their platform is absolutely amazing, and it's free. The basic package is absolutely free, but you can do landing pages, you can do email lists, you can even create online courses. So that's a really powerful platform to use as well.
Oh, lovely, thank you.
And SB, are you there? No, Narelle?
Hi.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, there's a delay. Sorry.
I just have kids around, like probably everybody.
No problem. Honestly, don't worry if the kids are around. We don't mind. That's the whole point of home educating and being able to run a business.
Yeah.
Have you, sorry, can you remember, I can't remember, have you started a business or you want to start a business?
So I haven't, like right now, I haven't got a business, but I used to have one, and I just work as a freelance within my field. And I think what I'm about to do now is sort of like just maybe narrow it down and and start a business that is more like specifically what I want to do. So one of my goals, or whatever you called it in the question, is also to be, of course, more location independent, but also just to grow my how do you call that? I'm sorry. I'm from Denmark, so my English is sort of like as it is. I want to grow like my professional skills in a direction that I choose, if that makes sense. I would like to not only say yes and no to jobs that I get offered, but sort of like more provide, or not provide, sort of like more offer something that is my first priority of work, if that makes sense. And with this, it's super interesting. I'm so happy that I sort of like got into this meeting by whatever random things going on the internet. So that's really, really nice. I was thinking about the questions, and I think that the time and the plan, and actually in that process maybe a little bit the community, is what sometimes sets me back, because I've had like this, and now that I'm hearing about like your business ideas, I'm like, yeah, that sounds great, and like, whoa, go for it. And I did have like more specific ideas, also like art projects that I wanted to do, but I sort of like always get caught up in everyday life with a lot of kids and like having to get some money. And we do also like to world school, so that's a part of it too, that I would love to be a little more financially free to just go and live somewhere else a couple of months a year. We do that now, but we sort of save a little bit and then we go and work a little bit on the way as well. So I would like that to be more like a consistent flow of something. Yeah, I don't know if that answers the question, but that's sort of like where I am now.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think finding your passion and your burning desire to do something you love. So imagine you was doing something all day, every day, and getting paid for it. Do something that you absolutely love doing. Some people fall into the mistake of turning their hobbies into a business, which is great in some respects, but then that hobby then becomes boring because they're spending hours and hours and hours doing something that they used to love. So there's a very fine line in creating a business from something that you love, but that will pay the bills and give you that financial freedom. So it's something that everyone really should think about, because they don't want to burn themselves out. They don't want to then do the business that they thought they loved and then it gets mundane. And that's a fine line. So it's something to think about, and there's options there. You say you'd like to save enough money to world school. There's so many different ways of earning a passive income now, and that's another topic we'll go over in one of the next workshops. But
yeah, we do already do that, but I think like making like a more sustainable flow in doing that would be good.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're going to be running out of time, so we'll quickly move on to who have we missed out. Is it Miriam?
Is,
Who else
is there anybody we've missed that would like to sort of come on and just sort of tell us what you think?
or need a bit of guidance?
It's Lisa here. Just very quickly, what is the obstacle? I put it's not knowing where to start, and also I haven't really dedicated time to research, you know, all this stuff about getting my photos online. And the solution is to go online and research and read your ebook, Michelle, because I really think that sounds like it's quite, it will get me started, you know, something to work my way through. And find some good links. I think
there's lots of tutorials, and there's lots of blogs out there where people have done similar to you. It's just knowing what to search into Google. But you're doing what you love doing, and that's the main part of starting a business, doing what you absolutely love to do, and then everything else will begin to fall into place.
Great. Thank you so much. It has been really useful.
Oh, I'm glad it's been useful, and that's the whole point of doing these bite-sized workshops, because a lot of people don't know where to start or what to do. And in the ebook, it covers absolutely everything from starting a website and your branding, capturing emails, starting a Facebook group or a community group. It doesn't have to be on Facebook. You could start a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group. It doesn't, whatever you're comfortable using.
I do like Facebook, even though I know they're evil, but I still like the layout. You know, I still think it's the best.
The thing with Facebook is it's where the people are, and you need to be where the people are.
Exactly.
And the point is that we've all connected through Facebook. You're all here today because of Facebook.
Exactly. I love it.
So so there are, you know, there's a lot of positives. I mean, I have days where I think, oh, I hate Facebook, got to go for it. But you know, it's what I've built my business on at the end of the day. And you can't really.
I don't think there's a better platform, really. Although I'm in nearly every one you can think of, I still think Facebook is just, I don't know, I like the way it's set out.
Yeah. I've got Richard's got his Facebook group. I've got the Original Roots Facebook group, but that is generally for my blog. And I decided to set up a Telegram group for just the business side of it, and for my ebook, because I can separate it into topics. The whole ebook might not be relevant to all of you, but there's certain topics that you can just skip over or go to, and it will explain and give you links, and lots of other options there as well. So there are different ways of creating a group, but yeah, it's definitely a way forward for business. And I think today, I hope it has been helpful, and I just want, by the next time we do the next workshop, which is about finding your niche, which I think will help in everyone's, whether you offer a product or a service, it's really important. So we'll cover that next time. But from today, I just want you to go away and remember the reason why you want to start a business, and what is stopping you, and then get to those 7 whys. And then next week, we'll talk about your desired outcome and the solution, beginning with starting your niche. So I really hope you all found it helpful, and Richard will share the link later. Has anyone got any questions? Or Richard, do you want to add anything else?
No, I was going to say next week. I mean, finding your niche is absolutely vital. So you know, make sure that you do come back for that one. I think in America they say the riches are in the niches, it's true, because you need to know who you're talking to, and once you know who you're talking to, you can talk to that audience in their language. Okay, and that's also really important. That's how you build rapport with people, when they understand you, when they see that you are having the same struggles that they're having, when you want the same outcomes that they want, and that's what attracts people to you and to your business, because people buy people at the end of the day. So it's really important that you find your tribe, those people that are like you, that want the same things as you, and need your services, and that's where we'll go to next week in finding your niche, because that really is where the gold is, to be honest.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This has been amazing, really amazing.
Thank you.
No,
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate your time, and thank you to Richard as well for giving me the opportunity to come and have a chat with you all. And it'll be a fortnightly workshop, so I think there's 5 or 6 altogether. So it'll be in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. See you later, everybody.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for coming on. And Michelle, thank you for your time today. It's been wonderful.